Eggs Head, North Carolina. And I'm excited about being here tonight. I want you to take a quick look at that photo. Uh, Listen, I'm in better physical shape at age 68 than I was in my 50s. I want you to think about that because of these great products. And don't want to talk about them tonight, but we've probably got the best in the country tonight. It's going to walk us through a very quick slideshow here. And it's not about convincing you of anything. I always believe that, let the facts talk and everything else to take care of itself. Tonight, we got Todd Rowland calling in or doing the Zoom tonight, all the way from Florida. Tom and his, I can't speak explain. Todd and his wife, Ashley, again, are international leaders with our company. And here's why they're such big leaders, because they love having fun. And more importantly, they love helping people. And they have helped people all over this globe. So I'm excited to have Coach with us tonight. Coach Todd, it's all yours, sir.
Yes, our other co-host tonight is Allison Windham and her husband, Jerry. And I think you guys have had an equal physical transformation.
Well, I've lost a little more than he did. This was 3 years ago, and I was at my heaviest, and I felt terrible. Hot flashes like crazy, night sweats, high blood pressure, acid reflux, you name it. I was at the bottom of the bottom. And I was introduced to these products about 3 years ago. I've lost 45 pounds. I'm off all my medication, and I have finally got my life back.
And hey, I'm the cook, so look what happened to me. It's pretty easy.
So what we're going to do tonight, if you are here as a guest or watching the video, we're going to run through about a 12, 14 overview of what we actually do, how the products work. But then you want to hang around, because at the end, we're going to come back to a number of guests that have joined us that you're going to hear from their physical transformation. But at the end, you're going to hear about their financial transformation, because what you're going to see tonight is twofold. This company, which is called Partner Co., gives you the ability to have two things in life: a physical transformation and a financial transformation. And in 2024, there aren't a lot of people walking around that don't want to feel a little better, lose a little weight, sleep a little better, have a little bit more energy, balance the hormones, and we can do it all here. And there's also not a lot of people in 2024 walking around, no matter what profession they're in, that would not like a little extra income coming into their house. Maybe enough to take products for free, maybe enough to have some, just some side income to do some fun things with that you don't have to think about, maybe enough to get out of debt, and then maybe enough to create financial independence, a better retirement, send kids to college, and live life on your own terms. I always tell people to ask themselves this before you start watching this. Don't ask yourself, do you want to do something else? Because I can tell you right now, I was a high school football coach. I didn't want to do another thing on the world besides coach high school football. So that wasn't the question to ask myself. The question to ask myself was, am I tired of living paycheck to paycheck? So maybe you don't live paycheck to paycheck, but I ask you to evaluate where you are in life and where you would really like to be. And if you've lost the ability to dream, where did you want to be when you were 18, and where are you now? And what are you going to do about it? There is obviously a chance here to create a life of your dreams over a period of time. So that being said, the name of the company is Partner Co. This company operates globally. We're going to actually hear from a lady tonight that is coming to us from Mexico, but we're actually in 58 plus countries. And when I say 58 plus, 58 physically, and I think we're shipping into maybe around 70 something countries. But its ability to have an app on your phone for $30, that's the cost of our business. There is no financial capital needed here. You get that app on your phone and you can literally do business anywhere in the world. The company's already got all the legals, the logistics, the shipping, everything done for you. And Partner Co. has created over 100 products through 7 different multi-billion-dollar industries, from liquid superfoods to the energy drinks, things to balance hormones. We have really clean, good skincare, things for better sleep. We have, in my opinion, the best probiotic on planet Earth for gut health, and we have other things that factor in there too. Weight loss, it's all here. And the neat thing about our company is you don't have to guess. Every product we have was doctor created. They all have clinical studies on them specifically, or they were built based upon clinical research. 215 published papers now at this point. Because of all the science, we now have several of our products that have been inducted into the physician desk reference here in the United States. And our top doctor is a leading authority on what's called metabolic syndrome, insulin sensitivity, The simple word for that is you have elevated blood sugar. And according to most science out there today, 70% of us have that. And it's a real issue. It all-cause mortality is going to increase significantly. Inflammation is going to be higher. So the number one thing a human being needs to do is get their blood sugar stabilized. And you know that if you get any blood work done by your resting glucose or your A1C. Every product we have has a ton of third-party verifications. The FDA does not have a say-so in nutrition, so don't think they're endorsing us because they're not. But we do manufacture in an FDA OTC facility to make sure we have exactly in our products what we say is in there. Our first product is what we call our body balancing drops. It is what's called a homeopathic formula. It is 2 bottles. Bottle 1 there, you can see on the screen, has appetite control, thyroid support, hormone support. Bottle number 2 has the good form of B12. That's the methylated form, good for energy, metabolism. A lot of published papers now showing elevated B12 really helps with anxiety, stress, depression. It's also got ashwagandha. It limits cortisol secretion in your high stress environments, which is a storage hormone of fat. Just a great, great product. They go underneath your tongue before your 3 biggest meals. It comes with an approved food list, a real easy, colorful direction booklet that tells you exactly what to do. But here's the cool thing. You don't have to count calories. You eat when you're hungry. You just eat from the list, or you cook from our recipe books. There are a ton of them out there. You basically have anything you want as long as you use the recipes that we have. That being said, let's start with Ashley and Reese, who are working their home business from their real jobs tonight. So tell us about y'all's physical transformation.
Yeah, so Ashley is working, I'm working, but I don't think Ashley could jump on. So I'll share hers just real quick. For her, she just wanted to lose about 10 pounds. And of course, you can see right there, she lost 15. But her big win was more about the way it makes her feel. And the no more night sweats. She literally every night, every morning we got up, she would have to wash we would have to wash the sheets because the night sweats are so bad. But now, a year after taking the drop, she has not had one single night sweat, which is absolutely outstanding. And then for me, I actually only took the drops to prove her wrong because she's like, these will work for you. And I said, no, they won't. I called them snake oil. I'm a big skeptic, but I started taking them to prove her wrong. And look, I'm 65 pounds down now. So big thing for me was my sugar cravings. I could not curb that. And that's what the drops did for me, helped me balance out my body where I craved the good stuff.
And I know Randy's driving tonight, but we wanted to feature him. Randy lost 100 pounds in, I want to say 90 days. Randy, can you speak tonight? Are you in good coverage right now? The phone call I got from Randy, his exact words were, I had to have my daughter tie my shoes this morning. I have got to do something. Do these skinny drops work? And I said, Randy, if they didn't, I wouldn't post them on social media. He ordered, and I want to say it was 100 pounds in 6 months. I've got to fix his screen. He's right at 170 now in 6 months. He started at 400. Men are a little easier than women, and bigger people are going to lose a little faster than smaller people. Ricia, you're coming to us from the West Coast at the beach in Mexico. Tell us about your transformation.
Well, I needed to lose weight. I'm pushing on 66. And there wasn't anything I could do. I live in a little resort that my husband and I bought. So I'm up and down the stairs down to the pool level on a regular basis. Nothing was working. So I've lost 10 kilos. That's like 22 plus pounds. I feel amazing. I feel like I'm 35 again. I've got amazing energy. And I've got some stress going on in the villas here because you've got concrete workers coming in, carpenters, pool guys, all that kind of thing. And I'm totally happy throughout the whole thing. I'm just in really good moods. I sleep like a baby. I wake up super rested. And look at me now. I'm skinny again.
Ricia, I had no idea you were 66. You just sold every box we have in stock. I cannot believe you look like amazing.
Thanks, Todd.
Okay, and then we've got, Patty, I lost your picture. You go ahead and share your story, Patty, and I'll pull your picture up. And we'll you go ahead and start, Patty.
She's muted.
Don't forget to unmute. Patty's in her 70s. We got to give her just a second to unmute.
She's still muted.
Patty. So I'm going to share this story. Patty, go ahead and unmute and just stay unmuted for your financial story. But Patty, she actually, I know why I did. She was actually going to talk about MOA. But on the skinny drops, you can see her weight loss that she had. But she's actually going to speak in just a second when we get to our 36 superfood drink. But I believe that picture there with Patty was only a couple of months. You can confirm that, Patty, when I come
No,
back.
it was Todd. I lost 2 pant sizes in 3 weeks.
Wow. That's amazing. I think what we had in overflow stock, you just sold that. That's pretty crazy. So guys, you will see as I go through this, I'm not going to tell any more stories, but you'll see all kind of body types. You'll see swellings and faces come out. For a woman, thank you to Amber for letting us use this. Amber's out on the West Coast there in California on the Central Coast. But if you'll look there at her back, those kind of love handles, that is the hardest place for both a man and woman to lose weight. I did some Zooms with Amber earlier today, and I want to say that happened in not much over a month for her. This lady started with us in a lift chair. She has muscular dystrophy, and you can see she's dropped 100 pounds almost in a year. Ursula, lighter than she was before her first child, and you'll just see here, it's amazing. Susan, 4 kids, and now she's on skinny drops, and she is skinny again. Susan, another big transformation. We did several Zooms with her today, just a complete physical transformation. But for her, she never talks about her weight loss. She always talks about a hormonal balance, having energy again, being happy all the time. Just amazing. Romaine, in his 70s, it's like the box fell out of the sky for him. He just read the directions and off he went. And he showed up at one of our meetings, brought his before picture, and none of us could believe it. That's a principal here where I live out in town at a local high school. And then Dr. Crystal is one of our doctors on our board that shut her practice down, is full-time with us now, but she lost more weight than she currently weighs. Ernest up in Huntsville and his daughter. And then if you don't have a lot to lose, don't worry. We'll get the last pound or 2 off. I did a Zoom today with a lady that was when she gave me her height and weight, I was like, well, why do you want to lose weight? And she's like most women, just 5 more pounds. And so it works. You can see what Kristen did. You can see what this gentleman did on the drops. And you can see what this gentleman, Lance, did on the drops. So it's just amazing. Second product we're going to mention tonight is called Renew. It is a miracle product especially for anybody above 40. Renew, we have 2 international patents on it, and through 4 different pathways, it helps your body naturally increase its human growth hormone production. Why is that important? Because in the medical world, it's called the longevity hormone. The more you have of it, the prettier and better looking you're going to be. Better skin, better hair, better nails, better body composition, better bone density. Everything is better, to include libido. And there is your natural decline of your human growth hormone in your body. So this is a natural decline. So just a normal person, by the time they're 65, they will actually be aging 125 times faster than a 65-year-old will. So keeping your HGH levels up. I wish we could be a 12-year-old again. We'll never be that again, but we can slow it down. Those that are sedentary and eat lots of sugar and alcohol, you're going to speed the process up. And those that are physical, that do high intensity exercise, drink lots of water, have a good diet. When I say a good diet, that's very loose, fruits, vegetables, and lean meats and healthy fats. You're going to slow that down naturally. But our product is an absolute miracle product. It does promote a deeper sleep. Again, theirs are all the things it does. Does the same for both men and women, but the benefit for women, if you can optimize your HGH, it will really help to optimize your other hormones. It happened to my wife and me. I've got my master's in nutrition. We've always eaten good, but for whatever reason, this product and this next one I'm about to show you reset our bodies. And I put 52 because Ashley is younger than I am, and I didn't want to talk her in at 54 and have to say that, but I'm 54, and she and I both are in the best physical shape of our life since we were young. And you can see these bodybuilders all talking about how it helps their abs and their recovery times. Last product we'll mention, and then we're going to get into the money. It is called MOA, M-O-A, Mother of All. And the reason they call it Mother of All is it is literally 36 of the world's best superfoods in a little liquid pouch. Comes 30 in a box, better cold. It's a bit spicy. People love it that eat healthy. People that are sugar addicts struggle with it at the beginning. As my youngest son says, Dad, why does everything that tastes so good be so bad for you? And why does everything that tastes so bad be so good for you? So just understand that. Some people love it, others Just get it in your body, and it is a miracle. It's cellular nutrition. It's got 6 medicinal mushrooms in it. People chase these mushrooms all around the world for their immune system boosting benefits, and medically published papers here in the U.S. showing their ability to slow down some cancer cell splitting, potentially stop some cancer cell splitting. But lion's mane is also known as one of the best anti-inflammatory foods out there. And there's 10 others in the drink that have published studies showing their ability to reduce inflammation, things like turmeric and other things. So this is a lady in Tennessee. She had a plantar fasciitis surgery that went bad. That first picture is about 6 months post-surgery. And the second picture is about 90 days after she started. Actually, it was about 6 weeks after she started on the mower. The doctors could not believe what they were seeing. And Patty, I think that was the reason you got started in the company.
Yes, the mower, absolutely. I was in, I've worked in academia for a while, and I was in a very high stress position at a college. I was a dean, and the cortisol levels affected my body to the point where I developed arthritis. I was having spasms at night, neck pain, and I was praying for a solution. And the mower came into my life, and it changed my life. I'm no longer in pain. It's been amazing.
How long did it take to work for you?
Oh, the worst attack I had, I was up all night with pain. And the next morning, I didn't know I could take more than one. And a friend of mine called and said, Patty, have you taken your mower? Yeah, I took one. No, take 3. And within 30 minutes, my pain was gone after taking 3 mowers.
Yeah, so we always do suggest if somebody has acute inflammation, as just described, that could be an injury, it could be rheumatoid arthritis, it could be gout, you name it. Jerry, since you're here with us tonight as a co-host, I know that you've had bouts with gout. Talk to us a bit about MOA, what it's done for you and your grown son.
Yes. I wouldn't wish gout on anybody, y'all. That's pretty bad stuff. And it flared up on me several years ago, and went to the doctor and had endomethacin, and it was so bad. I kept a bottle of that whatever vehicle I was in, motorhomes, cars, medicine camp, whatever. I didn't go anywhere without it. And Allison got the MOA because she said she had carpal tunnel. So you said, hey, you need some of that MOA. So we started doing that. And it was about, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. I opened the medicine cabinet. I said, I hadn't even touched my endomethacin or my allopurinol or whatever it was. And so as long as I take my MOA, I don't have gout. So it's a thing of the past for me.
Okay, so let's talk about how to get started. Many people buy our products retail. You can buy any product we have retail. The Skinny Drops retail at $176. You're welcome to do that and just be a customer. Or you can do what most people on this call have done, and that is become a brand partner and get the discount we get and potentially make some income. And the only thing that separates a customer and a brand partner is you pay $29.95 before you buy. And when you pay that $29.95, that is your business. You'll get our Partner Co app on your phone, and you'll get access to our website and your back office and your replicated website and all your trainings and you name it. It's just unbelievable. So we have, you can always start here basic, or you can start here all in, or somewhere in the middle. So our basic start is what we call 200 points of product. And if you want to go all in and maximize the pay plan right out of the chute, you can go ultimate at 30%. And here are some examples. You can start with whatever product combination you want to. But if you would like to get your product for free or make money, these body balancing drops sell like cotton candy and ice cream. I have never seen anything like it on social media. So we do have the ability, once you pay your $29.95, we can buy a 4-pack now for $371. Remember, they retail at $176. So you're talking about for 6 of them, you're talking about almost $750. Now you get 4 for $371 if you're in the business. That's the difference, because not only you get your 30% discount, but when we bulk buy, you get about another 10 to 15% off depending on the product combination. And that's the basic start, which is fine. You're going to sell 3 on social media somewhere never lower than 150, somewhere between 150 and 176, outside of some people in California that are selling at 180 because it costs $200 to get it to the front door due to taxes out there. So they're still giving their customers a $20 discount from buying from the website. So you sell 3, use 1, get yours for free. If you want to start medium, start with a 10-pack. You're going to wish you had if you started with a 4-pack, because once you start following our system, you're going to sell out before you ever get them. You just trust me. It happens to everybody that follows instructions. Everybody don't follow instructions, but everybody that does seems to jump off the screen and they just walk out of your house and you're waiting on the new ones to come in. So you can do 10 for $879. That'll start you at that middle position. and you sell 10 at 160, and you'll turn a $700 profit. So you've already made $700 cash in your Venmo account. Or you can do what a lot of people are doing now, and you can start at the high level. You can come all in, maximize the pay plan on day one, and start with 3 10-packs. We call it a 30-pack. It'll be $26.37. There is upfront money involved. We do not, you ain't got it, don't spend it. We're not telling you to do that. We're just saying that if you do, you can see there, you'll turn it to $4,800 at 160, which is a $2,000 profit for you. And I've included shipping and tax to your door. In some of the higher states here in Florida, it's way more than that because we don't have tax in Florida on internet commerce. You do not have to do this initially unless you want to make money. But if you do want the company to pay you, what the company owes you, you have to have 1 customer a month starting your 2nd month. It can be you. We call it a subscribe and save, or it can be a customer. It's up to you. But it needs to be 100 points or $150. So a great combination there. Those second 2 products I showed you, the Mow and the Renew, you can do both of them for right at 100. I think it's 154 or 157. And you got 2 products that actually retail would be over $300 to get both of them. So great combination there at the discount. And it comes to your front door once every 4th Friday, once a month. And that keeps your business qualified for pay. It gives you your 30% discount, your 45% bulk buying. It's just a lot of great things about it. Now, here's the last piece of the puzzle. When you sign up, we're going to the person that got you here will download the Boards app on your phone. When they download that app on your phone, it's free, Apple and Android. They're going to upload the Skinny Drop system for social media. It's going to give you your first 30 posts, the pictures, and already pre-written. There's a lot of science behind this, but we tell everybody to post at 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. And if you'll do that, they're going to start selling. People will obviously ask you questions. You've got a 4-minute video by our doctor that lost 162 pounds that explains everything they need to know about the drops. When they ask you any question about them, send the video. And then all the other questions are already answered in the app. You'll just go through the app. The person will show you where they're all at. And then you'll just actually be able to touch the answer. You don't have to know it. It takes 1 minute to answer a question. If that, I have people that say they get 10, 15 messages. They can answer them all in 5 minutes with Boards. They don't have to type anything. It's all already there. And we encourage you, don't write your own answers because that will not work as good as these scripts that we've been working on for years. So this girl I just met this weekend, about 3 days ago, her name is Courtney. She is pregnant with her 5th child. She's in her low 30s. She is yet to be able to take the drops. They're the only person that we know of on planet Earth that should not take the drops is a nursing or pregnant mama because the baby needs the cortisol that we're going to limit a bit. So she's never taken the drops. And you can see there, she sold 160 drops in 6 weeks. And her mom has sold 80. They've only been in the company 6 weeks. And I asked her, I was like, Courtney, how did you do that? She said, I just copied and pasted off the boards on my social media and used the text script and started collecting money. She said, I cannot get them to my house fast enough to distribute them. And then that same day, this girl comes walking in from Coleman, Alabama, named Ellie. She's 20 years old. She joined just a couple of weeks ago. And the day she came in, she had made $1,000 profit, her part to keep that day at 20 years old, posting on social media. So does it work? I promise you it works. It works everywhere. And when we get these customers signed up, we've got big Facebook groups. This is the biggest one. It's called Circle of Health. A lot of doctors in there. I think we're approaching 40,000 members. You can find it. You can scan that QR code and you can get in there for your customers and they'll have all kinds of support and help. And then the last piece of the puzzle, we can sign somebody up in the business on day one. They, instead of buying a box, they can pay $29.95 and a 4-pack from you on day one or a bigger pack. Or we can take customers and in their 2nd month, instead of paying retail, we can convert them to brand partners. But your ultimate goal, if you would like to build a nice extra income like the people you're about to hear from have, we want to build a team of product salespeople around the world. Remember, we're in over 50 countries. And it's just really neat when you get other people selling products and get a small override commission. Our company, you can look it up on Google, go to Better Business from Home, Partner Co. You'll see we are always one of the top ranked payout companies of money out the back door of any company out of the 7,000 companies in the industry, right at a 50% payout. Is unbelievable. This pay plan is unraveled it's like there is nobody that competes with us out there in the network marketing space. So we want to build a big team. Besides getting paid, we've got all kind of extra stuff. They'll start building a savings account for you. You'll get an extra $10,000 check when you build that savings account to 10,000, and then you can actually get up to an extra 2,000 every month in your savings account. There's 2 free vacations a year you can win. Last year it was Tahiti and the Bahamas. We'll find out in September at our convention where they'll be at next year. They're very easy to win. You just got to do the work and go get them. As I mentioned, that Better Business from Home, you can see we have been ranked right around #1 in momentum in the world. We've got their AAA trustworthy rating. This company is the unicorn of the network marketing industry. Trust me, I know. I've been in the industry for a very long time. That being said, let's go hear some real life stories now. Fred Duff, when this industry finds you, you are laying bricks somewhere in a small town in Virginia. And what the heck has happened? You got a suit on now.
Yes, sir. This industry has been really, really good to me. And more importantly, I was actually, this industry retired me well over about 9 years ago now. And I met you and a few other folks not long ago. And I said, you know what, there's something going on here. And I realized, as you call it, the unicorn, that there was a reason for me to be here at this time and place. And so I came out of retirement and I'm back and I can do it one more time. I've had a great run here in this industry. I've made millions of dollars in this industry. But the more important thing is I actually see more people making more money now and changing their household bills and basically, Todd, having more month than money. And that's the problem. Now they got more money than they do month.
So Fred, when you were laying those bricks, I mean, rough, I think you grew up hard. My understanding, I've heard some of the stories talk about your raising. Like, could you imagine that you could make $1 million in a home-based business at that stage of your life? Like, would it seem possible?
We used to pray to get paid, man. We'd run to the bank literally and get in line. Particular company I worked for, and the girl would be going down. As you moved up to the cashier, you were praying that he didn't run out of money. We prayed to get paid. Here we get paid every single Friday, and I love it, man. It's just, there's nothing like it. And, getting paid 9 different ways. Listen, we prayed to get paid just one way, and it changed my life. There's a saying in brickwork: there are no old bricklayers; they just look old. And I knew I had to make a shift. Thank God for this industry, and thank God for this company.
And last question, Fred, you alluded earlier to your lifestyle change, but you had a real health scare in the days you weren't taking care of your body.
Yes. I went through near death with cancer. And when I came out of that, I realized that in a very short period of time, I was heading back in that same direction. And then this company came in my life. And again, I'm physically in better shape today than I was in my 50s, maybe even my late 40s. The products here, I'm telling you, there's nothing like them. When I go out, like the Renew, for instance, when I go out to get my car in the morning, I always ask it, Todd, do you want to race? I feel that good in about 68 years of age, man. This is a life-saving company in a lot of different ways.
And then a lot of people, as they're in their working career, they have this goal to retire in the mountains, the beach, whatever it may be. But would you mind sharing where you and your wife have just moved to?
Yes, we got a beautiful home in Dancy, North Carolina. We've got the ocean on one side of us, and we got the sound on the other. And it's a dream home. We gutted it. We've been renting it out for years, about 3 years, and Joy, my beautiful bride, decided it was time to gut it, remodel it, and here we are living our dream. We got our brand new RV sitting out there so we can make road trips and come out and see people who need some help in this industry. We're basically a home-based business, but I like to travel too.
So, Fred, last question. Do you have any brick mason friends that their backyard is the Atlantic Ocean and the beach that have a motorhome to travel other places? That the many of your brick masons have that life?
I don't think so. That's a great question. No, sir. I got to answer that one straight out. No.
Yeah. So sometimes the moral of the story is, for things to be different, you got to change. And that's where most of us get stuck. We're scared of something new. We want something new. We're praying for something better. But when it arrives, we're petrified. How do we add this to our life? How do I do something I've never done before? Fear like freezes us all. So Patty, got to tell a quick story on you. About a month or so into you being in the business, I was driving through Alabama. You asked, could you meet me on I-65? We met at a restaurant. My wife was with me. And I'll never forget, you started crying like a young baby almost, because your desire for success here was so strong. Like you wanted you and your husband's retirement years to be amazing. But being in your 70s, some of the technology things we are using with the boards and social media, some of those things frightened you. Would you mind sharing that? And then if you don't mind, because I know what your paycheck's been the last couple of weeks, would you mind sharing a little bit about where you are financially with the company now, just a year later?
Well, I'll be glad to. Thank you. First of all, my paycheck has jumped. I'm very tickled about the paycheck, but it's because team effort. I've got the most phenomenal team. I'm always in awe and motivated by what they achieve, Todd. So, and it's the blessings of God. It is His favor. As for me, I've been teaching for a while. My background, I came from defense contractor, and when I got my degree, I decided I wanted to teach. So I've been teaching for a while and loving it. The frustration. Now, understand what I teach is technology. My master's is in cybersecurity, so I know technology. My frustration was Apple iOS. And plus, I was very careful about Facebook. I didn't do social media. So that was some frustration because I'm 74. Yes, I know PC and networking, but iOS is a different animal. My frustration was I have children, grandchildren, who I wanted more time with, to have the flexibility. There's times I was teaching face-to-face classes and I would miss one of their events at the school because you can't just leave a class. And I wanted to have the opportunity for those moments with my family because you can't recapture those again. So anyway, I've been in a year. I'm pretty much doing this full time, but I still teach as an adjunct part-time for a university out of Georgia because I still love teaching, but this is primarily my full-time position. And I was very surprised. Folks, it can happen overnight. Things can just balloon overnight. And that's what I'm calling it. It's the favor of God. It was just a blessing. And my paycheck last week and projected for this week is more per week than I was making at a college teaching.
Yeah, so we don't make any income claims here, but all of our title investments is based upon one area of the pay plan that we call base pay. And Patty just went senior officer a couple of weeks ago, which you got to make at least 2,000 in that one area of pay to advance to that title. So yeah, you're making a big difference in your life, Patty. And it's I always tell everybody, in network marketing, talent is overrated. If you've got desire, you can acquire the talent, but talent without desire, just like it was when I was coaching high school football, it's a problem. And I'm just so proud of you, Patty.
Thank you. And Todd, for my age group, so many of us need these products. And for me, it's sharing. I don't feel like I'm selling. I'm helping my friends, family, people. It is a game changer, our products.
So now we're going to go to Ricia on the west coast of Mexico, originally
Hi,
from
Todd.
but Ricia, I know you've been around the network marketing industry a little while, so you're kind of used to those paychecks coming to you residual in nature. Tell us about the lifestyle you've been able to create.
Okay, well, it's been a long time since I've been in this industry, Todd, and I actually hung up my hat. My last endeavor was so frustrating. It was like, how can I find 3 people that will go out and get themselves 10 customers? It became impossible. And I just thought, there's no more Ricias left in the world. I'm going to hang up my hat. My husband and I, we bought our dream home in Manzanillo, Mexico, and it's actually a mini resort. It's very close on Santiago Bay here in Manzanillo. We have 3 gorgeous villas, our swimming pool, view of the mountains and Santiago Bay. We're right down the hill, 6 minutes to the beach. You can see the waves rolling in. I can hear them regularly. It's an amazing place to be. I love it. I love it. And truth of the matter is, Todd, we actually bought house rich, cash poor. This house cost way more than our budget allowed. And we thought, well, we'll rent the villas and we'll catch up real quick. But that didn't happen because this house is like a very, very hungry teenager that just gobbled up our money so fast. And our little nest egg completely disappeared. And I live with a man that has a lot of stress if he doesn't have at least 5 figures in his bank account on a regular basis. So he's not so happy when the funds disappear to almost zero. And me being, trying to be happy through this whole thing. When Chris and Joni called me about this product, I knew I needed to lose the weight. I mentioned earlier that the hormones were just wanting to grab onto that fat and keep it there for me. But the truth is too, we had a rule that if you can't pay your credit card next month, then you can't buy it. So I actually bought 2 boxes, one for myself and one for resale. It's like the kid that bought an apple in 1910, sold it for profit, bought 2 apples, sold it for profit. Now he owns the Apple company. So that's kind of what happened for me. I didn't need to wait for my own experience. I thought, why am I going to wait? There's hundreds and hundreds and thousands of fat and skinny pictures of real people, real results, real stories. So I just started posting right away. And in my first week, I sold something like 10 boxes. And I live in Mexico, so I had to go through the logistics of my boxes landing in Canada and getting shipped out of Canada to the customer's home. But you always figure out a way, right? You get creative and you figure it out. Well, I'm going to fast forward. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I feel so much better. The MOA product was mentioned. My inflammation in my toes and my fingers gone. I feel so young again. I love the Renew. I've got a crazy story about the Renew that I'll share with you privately. But the products are stellar. There's not one product in this collection that isn't of stellar premium raw materials nature. It's just so good. Fast forward, in 3 months, I'm brand new in this business, only 3 months. In my second month, I started to receive weekly checks with commas. So I'm back in the comma club. I'm really excited about that. But never have I achieved this kind of success so fast. In any other company that I got a weekly check with a comma, I was in that company for at least 3 years to get that achievement. So on a regular basis, it's expected for me now to get a check with a comma. And I've probably accelerated. I'm going to imagine that I've made in 3 months what most people will make in probably 8 months in their regular jobs. So we're back to being, how can I say, stress-free again. I don't have any financial stress. When the fellow was here yesterday and he did all kinds of work around the house and he wanted 3,000 pesos. I went, here you go, 3,000 pesos, $250. It's just, I don't have to worry about things anymore. I don't have to worry about my health. I'm super happy, and my husband is so happy. He's so happy now that we've got that financial nest egg that came back in. Todd, I want to say this as well too. The team that we have, you're not by yourself. You, Reese, Ashley, your wife as well, Chris and Joni, we've got such an amazing team that hold us by the hand, that teach us everything we need to do. So there's no way that you're in by yourself. We're here to help you every step of the way. And it's a very simple system once you learn it. So I just want to say a huge appreciation to the team and also to this company. I haven't found a gotcha. This company is beyond stellar. They're 10 gold stars. I'm really, really impressed with the owners of this company, the infrastructure of the company, the products of the company. So like Fred says, I found the jackpot. I'm so happy.
So Ricia, one last question for you, because you mentioned a couple of things that actually stop a lot of people from doing this. And that was bad experiences trying this industry before that didn't work out as planned. You said you had hung the hat up, and no money to start with, and living in, a small town in Mexico when most of the people are back in Canada and other places. Was it desire for better? Like, what made you fight through the start? Because it's a start that stops almost everybody.
Well, I've never seen the system of growth before. It's the old-fashioned thing: make a list, get on the phone and phone your friends and beg them to join you in a business. In a system of growth, I've got close to 2,000 friends on Facebook. There's got to be somebody out there that wants to lose weight. That's what I figured, right? The system of growth is what we do, our regular postings. You mentioned it earlier, Todd, the 9 a.m., the 3 p.m. posting, which you can easily schedule. And it attracts people to us. It was said earlier by Joni Budd that this product is going viral. And we are at the time that people want to lose weight and get healthy. And it's a very conscious decision. And people are looking for us. And we have what they want. So they just come to us through our Facebook postings. And then we have all the responses. So this is my key question in the final part of my interview with a prospective brand partner is, can you copy and paste? Because if you can make $1 million at this business. It's so simple. Everything is provided for us.
Same thing the girl told me. I was expecting some greatness. I was going to learn something. I asked the girl, have you sold 160 boxes without ever taking them? I just copy and paste from boards. I mean, it's just amazing. So you mentioned Reese and Ashley Antley. I know they work with you a lot. Reese and Ashley are in the Panhandle of Florida. So Reese, I know that when your wife got involved, I don't even know. I think she sold like 500 boxes her first 90 days. She was a piece of creating this standardized system of growth. But you were anti the drops, the industry. You had no clue she was making money. She wasn't telling you. But tell us what changed you.
Well, like you said, I was anti. I was skeptical on the drops. I was even more skeptical about the business. I called it all kinds of names, made fun of my wife for even doing it. And that's why she really didn't tell me what she was doing. And it was only about 3 weeks after she started, she basically buys me a guitar that I've been looking at. And we both have great jobs. We both work, and make ends meet, no problems, but we still live paycheck to paycheck. We like
Reese,
to travel.
let me interject something there,
Yep.
because there's a lot of people
Yep.
like y'all. So, combined income, they're a $200,000 a year family, but they have 5 kids. They like to live, which means they go out to eat and travel and go on vacations. They live at the beach where things are quite expensive. And in 2024, I think it's expensive to live in the woods right now. Inflation is so high. So, I always tell everybody, like what we thought was $100,000 a year income was a great income in the 80s or 90s. Well, guess what? In 2024, 200,000 is a new $100,000 a year income, and it's survival. You get to drive a decent car, you get to have a nice lifestyle, but at the end of the month, you need more money to keep moving, and that's exactly where they were. And I think a lot of people are there, but they're scared to do something different because they have this image of a $200,000 family living in a nice house with a couple nice cars. So, talk a little bit about how you overcame that too.
Yeah. So that absolutely. Just to your point there, St. Pete Times did a study just in the state of Florida. It cost a family of 4, if you want to live a comfortable life with 2 cars, and be able to go out to eat once a week and do 1 week vacation a year, you have to make $228,000 a year as a family. And that's absolutely insane. There's not a lot of people doing that. But like I said, we make good money. We still live paycheck to paycheck. We still struggled. But that changed for us when this came along. When she bought that guitar, I was like, how did you buy this? We're budgeted. You can't spend that money on that. And she's like, well, I got paid. I said, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You get paid next week because you get paid every other week. And she said, well, I got paid from Partner Co. And I was like, really, how much could it be? She showed me how much it was and showed me how much she had been doing in those past 3 weeks. And it blew me away. And that's when I'm a business guy. So I was like, I want to meet this Todd guy you keep talking about. And that's when you came over, Todd, and you showed me the business plan. You showed me the pay plan. And I was like, this is a real business. And this is a business you can make money in. And Todd, you've heard me say this before, and there's probably a lot of people in this situation. Have a great job, but man, to retire, that's hard to even think of. I never could see myself ever retiring, and nothing against Walmart greeters or anything like that. But I figured if I lived to be 90 years old, I would probably be a Walmart greeter at 90 years old, work until I died. But that has totally changed now. Literally just in a year, the money that we made from the retail sales and from the pay plan, we were able to pay off our debts. Thousands of thousands, over $20,000 in debts we were able to pay off. We were able to take multiple trips. It's nonstop. We go nonstop. We throw the business in. Just like this weekend, we were down in South Florida doing an event for Partner Co. for us. And then we came back up and we went surfing. That's my daughter and I surfing. And we spent the weekend playing but still working. So it's just changed our lives. And then Ashley's been able to go to PRN now. So we're able to actually have a little bit more time freedom. And like I said, I actually can see myself now. I'm retiring into this. I can see myself actually coming out of my full-time gig pretty soon, and never thought I would be able to say that and just get the time freedom. We went on a trip to Tahiti, an all expenses paid trip that we didn't spend any money on. We were rewarded for getting rewards. We were literally rewarded for making money in this business. And we were sent to Tahiti and got to go on that trip, which Todd can probably tell us about in a little bit. We get 2 trips a year that we can win. And we won both of those. And it's been absolutely amazing. It's changed our lives.
Reese, how long have y'all been here?
So I basically the middle of June was my 1 year. Ashley's been over here, since March. So I didn't really start until June.
So for Ashley, about 15 months. And for you, you've been here about 14 months.
A year. Mm-hmm.
So, you know, the only thing I got to tell you, the bad news is you're now one of them. Like every time somebody crosses over and starts having success, all the people not having success think you're different. But I mean, could you ever imagine when you started that night we met at the restaurant that you could be making this kind of money in this company this quickly?
No clue. I saw the way to make money, but I never thought it was going to happen this quick with the way the system of growth was built, the way we blur lines of sponsorship, the way you guys pour into everybody and everybody just pours into each other. And we're truly a partnership. We're truly partner co working together. It's just changed everything. The trajectory is just ridiculous. And the pay plan is just insane as well.
Yeah, so y'all signed up a lady named Tammy Croft. I think she's with us tonight up in Georgia, and you know, she did the boards. She started posting on social media, and Chris and Joni, who live in Costa Rica, saw the post. We got them to a Zoom. We got them signed up, and now then, Reese, you've got business. How many countries?
I think we're in 12 now.
So, last question is: when you're living in a little town, if you don't know where Port St. Joe, Florida is, you come to Panama City, you drive 2 hours into the abyss, and there's nothing in between. They're the one couple I don't think can do a lot of local meetings, because they're outside of the little town they live in, and everything else is sand and water. So Reese, like, could you imagine 18 months ago that you would have business, or for you a year ago that you would have business in that many countries?
No, absolutely not. As a matter of fact, when you showed me, you know, and said the same thing you said earlier, you can do business in 58 different countries. I literally said to Ashley later, I was like, it would be cool to do business. We may know some people in Mexico because we travel down there every now and then, but we're not, you know, I don't see us being global. We'll just focus on our backyard. And we did. However, the people that we brought on, the people that came to us through other people, just as that trickled in, you know, a year later, we're in 12 different countries and teams growing in all of those countries.
One last question, Reese, because I brag on you all the time. You're a master problem solver. Has there been problems moving into all of these countries? That's the first question.
It's not for the faint of heart moving into the countries and getting things started and learning the different. I mean, the governments are so much different. It is not the easiest of tasks, but it is the most rewarding thing.
Yeah. So, like, we're not promising you that this is a rainbow of all fun and no issues. What we're promising you is if you come in here with a positive attitude, you follow the system, and you can become a problem solver, not a complainer, that the sky is the absolute limit. You've amazed me with your problem solving skills as your business has expanded around the world. I actually call you now for questions on those things. Okay, so for some reason, Jerry and Allison's picture went away. So I'm going to come back up here. I did have a picture of them in the Bahamas. I'll try to find it once you start talking, or I'll just unshare. But Jerry and Allison are highly successful traditional business owners. Jerry at one point had one of the largest telephone internet companies in the state of Mississippi. He started it from scratch. They've owned the second largest flea market in our country for their entire life. They have catering businesses. I think they're the top 5 biggest firework distributor in the Southeast. But now then, they are in a home-based business. And Allison tells me every time I see her, we don't want to do any of our traditional business anymore. We just want to do this. So I'm just going to share my screen. And Allison, who's a co-host of this meeting every Monday night, y'all share away your start all the way to now building a home-based business instead of a traditional business, although you're still running all those traditional businesses.
Oh yeah, we are. We're running the businesses, and you know, with a regular business, you have employees, you have overhead, you have payments, taxes. It's just and problems. You know, when you have employees, you're going to have problems. So I'm ready to get out. I'm ready to partner go all the time.
Yeah, we do.
How many employees do y'all have now and at your peak in business?
At the peak, we probably had about 120 employees between about 7 different companies that we run. Most of those, you know, I've kind of virtualized, and they're about going away. Government wanted to make other decisions, so that was fine. But when this product, or when this company came into our life, really, because I was running the technology side, I was running the telephone, internet, WISP, all that kind of stuff. That salary is going away. I was without a salary for 3 months, so that's why we had to do the catering and the other little jobs was to really kind of make up for that income. And we were hustling, we were chasing a dime everywhere we could, and we were really just worn out. I mean, physically, just at the end of the rope as well. And you showed up one day and we started taking these products. Well, I think we came in at that first level, the 200 you talked about. I said, well, that's enough. That'll get us paid, Allison, because we we already had a debt on credit card, so I didn't really need to spend any more money. But we went to an event down in Destin called the Destination Our Success. And, we got to meet the real people, real brand partners. That a lot of them are on here, Heel and Kim, and a lot of those that you showed there, Patty and them. And we got the real stories. And, we left out of there and we said, man, if we're going to do this, we got to go all the way. So I took that credit card I shouldn't have been using, and I bought ourselves all the way to Ultimate. And we really started, just started sharing. People come in and ask us.
Before the boards.
Yes, way before we had a system.
Yeah.
This was belly to belly type stuff. And, my mom got sick. We had to shut down for about 7 or 8 months. And we started to crank back up, and her mom got sick and passed away. So I had to shut down again for 3 or 4 months. And so we had a time out in there, but really it's come back to us.
And all this time, we're still getting a little bit of money from Partner Code just from the what we had done. So we always had a little income coming in just from that.
Just a little, but we go from 50, 75, $100 a week to, a couple thousand a week in less than a year. So it's really amazing once we were able to focus. And like you said, it's not just sign up $29.95 and it's there. You got to work it. It's a job. And I tell everybody that signs up with me, man, if you'll put into it like a job, you'll get out of it like a job. So this year it's replaced that income I lost. So we're real tickled about that. And it's also helped me fund a couple other companies.
It was hard. It was hard when he was without that income. It was hard for him emotionally because we went for a long time. Well, really, we went without for a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just living on my income. And
30 years the breadwinner, and all of a sudden you're not. What do you do at a 55-year-old? You panic, first part. But then we regripped and we stuck our head down and we worked and we just kept on and we helped our partners. And really, when we started helping our people with us, our team, that's when everything started picking up. It wasn't really what we were doing. It was really helping them do. And once they made money, we made money. It was the craziest thing. It's been a great business and I'm so appreciative for it.
And you make good relationships. You rekindle old friendships that you had years ago. And that's what something Cheryl and I were talking about today. It's so good to reconnect with these friends that we've had. It's really brings you together. It's been a great experience for us.
Yeah, I think the people, the old friends, family, whatever it is, that like the interaction may be the best thing about the whole thing. It's just amazing because we attract such positive people. Generally, the negative people don't come or remove themselves pretty quickly. But Jerry, I have one last thing because you hit on it, and we'll end this call. There is a lot of men that that get their degrees, you did, or trade, whatever that may be. They have their career, and they get into their late 40s or 50s or even 60s. And something goes wrong, an investment goes bad, a business model change. It was no doing of your own that your telephone company went down. It's the government switched up the rules again on the breakup of AT&T, and they're putting them back, like they're putting Humpty Dumpty back together again and shutting all the mom and pops down. Is what's going on if people don't know that. So it was no doing of your own. You had done everything right your whole life, and there you are now with 3 grown kids and grandkids, and like your income that you live on is gone, and that'll send any man on planet Earth that has a heart to take care of his family into a pretty good steep depression. And my understanding through the grapevine is that's kind of where you were when this business found you.
It was. And I remember when I was at the peak running those companies and I was hiring people, and I had a guy that the company he had been with since high school. He was 57 years old and he came looking for a job. I mean, all of a sudden it happened to him. He'd been in sales. And I remember sitting across the table interviewing him. He was a great guy. I've known his family forever. But I'm like, man, that'd be tough to be 57 and all of a sudden your company went away. And, I had no idea 25 years later it was going to happen to me. But I wound up hiring him. He was the best guy, best investment I ever made. So there's something to say about those age guys, but nonetheless, it was hard, and it was hard on me.
It was hard on us.
It's hard on us. I mean, you take marriage as work anyway, and you throw a little financial strain. It's kind of like the whatever that is. But yeah.
But now since we're our finances are better, our health is better. I mean,
it's like and like what Reese said, you get to travel around, you get to do a lot of this. We go see our kids and take a box of moa down there with them, and make a little business, go to a meeting while we're there. Just really found a way to really maximize what we're doing, and it's really come full circle. So those guys that are out there like me that found themselves in that spot, I'd say, man, pay you $29.95 and start sharing. That's all it is to it.
Thank all of you guys. This call runs every Monday night. Allison and Fred and my wife Ashley are the host of it every Monday night. They generally are much shorter than me. They do it about 30 minutes. Sorry we went long, but these stories were so powerful. Y'all all gave me chill bumps. And if you've watched this on video, just get back with the person that sent it to you. They'll help you get started and get you on your journey, because you can see it doesn't matter where you are in life. If you just want better and you're willing to learn something new, this is something you can bring into your life without any financial capital needed of significance. And also you can work it on a few hours a week. You don't quit your job to do this when you sign up. That's not what we do. We do this in addition. So there's a little bit of sacrifice involved. None of us have said this is easy. This is a business that is going to give you what you're looking for if you put the time into it and develop the skill set to do it correctly. And the board system really just requires you to follow instructions to start making that initial money, because we've got it all built out with pictures and everything there for you. So Fred and Allison, I'll turn it to you guys as I stop the recording.